Hi guys, I am currently on Stewart Island, headed out for a walk, and you're coming with me. So today, as I said, I am down on Stewart Island. I've headed down from Bluff at the very bottom of South Island, New Zealand, where I finished a whole 3 months of hiking up there from the top to the bottom of New Zealand. And I really wanted to come down and do the Great Walk here on Stewart Island. It is the third and I guess smallest island of New Zealand, sitting just below the bottom of the South Island. I think about 35 k's down here. It is actually got quite a small population. The population here is outnumbered by the local Kiwi population, so it's supposed to be a fantastic spot to spot wildlife and a really beautiful spot to come and walk as well. This walk that I want to take you on is not particularly long. Department of Conservation do recommend 3 days to complete the trail, so 2 nights camping or staying in huts if you choose to go that way. And it is fairly short. It's only about 30 or so kilometers long, but again, fantastic to take your time and look for wildlife. Now, I have been sharing a lot of short form content with you guys, but I wanted to take you through the whole 3 days for this one. So I will be shooting this video on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. I'll take you along with me, show you a little bit of how I video along the way, and take you out in some of this beautiful landscape. And in true New Zealand fashion, it's just started raining the tiniest bit, so I'm gonna move. There's actually a little campfire going on over here, so I'm gonna shelter just for a moment. And then we'll get out and start our walk. Alright, back to what I was saying while we quickly wait for this little bit of rain. I have been wanting to get back into shooting some longer form content, and I will be using the Ace Pro 2. So to quickly give you guys an idea, this is what the camera looks like. It's a fantastic size to hike and travel with. It's really small, compact, and convenient. Also, I wanted to give you some quick stats. So this little camera actually has an 8K sensor and dual chip with 100% more computing power, which literally means it allows the camera to support 4K 60 frames per second, active HDR, and even 8K 30 frames per second. It has a high frame rate for slow motion, which is like 4K 120 frames per second, pure video mode for excellent low light shots, and clarity zoom, which means you can zoom without losing any of the quality due to the 8K sensor. It shoots 50 megapixel photos and can also shoot time-lapse and star-lapse, which I think is really cool while I'm out here. Another handy little feature for me when I end up in different locations like this is the Ace Pro 2 actually has a removable wind guard to help with noise reduction in windy circumstances and just give you better audio quality. Now it looks like the sun is coming back out, so let's jump on out there. Starting my walk, I headed over on the ferry, which was actually surprisingly really full, and jumped off down in the little town of Oban. From town and the ferry port, it is about a 5-kilometer walk to the trailhead along a road, but had some great views along the way. From here, this is where I'll be heading. I will do the walk anti-clockwise and move from Lee Bay to Port Williams, North Arm, then back to town. This first day from the trailhead is only just over 8 k's, so very comfortable walking and absolutely stunning. There's a lot of coastal walking here and great pathways leading through some beautiful ferns and forested country. It is just unbelievably stunning out here and such good walking track as well. Unreal. Had a lovely lunch stop by the ocean at the Maori Beach campground. And headed on for the afternoon. A real bonus of this trail is just how good the track actually is. meaning you don't have to worry too much about the weather or even the tides. Back in the forest, and made camp by the ocean at Port Williams for the night. All right, let's do it. Beautiful start to the day. So today is day 2 on trail and I will head now to North Arm Hut. I've just come from Port Williams down by the beach and I'll actually head more up into rainforest today. So day 2, you do have to backtrack a little to get onto the loop and have just around 13 kilometers of trail for the day. There's a little bit of elevation and a lot of rainforest with just thick, incredible NZ vegetation around every corner that I of course just had to stop and capture along the way. Even the deer were out enjoying the trail today as I headed onward, keeping an eye out for wildlife. A little bit of history out here. Kind of cool that they've left it for people to access and to explore. Being waterproof and made for this type of adventure, I really enjoyed being able to get creative with the Ace Pro 2 and its accessories like the backpack clip and multi-mount to play around with catching different shots on trail regardless of weather and terrain. The flip touchscreen made it super easy to preview shots, especially for vlogging and low angles. I honestly cannot get over how pretty it is out here. The sun is shining, the water is flowing, a little bit of bird life around this morning. It's just beautiful. And for more extreme sports, you could easily turn on flow state stabilization. A little lunch break in the trees. And for me, for a few days on trail, I simply got to enjoy the long battery life, sitting back, enjoying my snacks. I've been trying to listen for different wildlife out here. There is plenty of bird life around, still no kiwis. Not a lot else that I've seen yet, but I think we're gonna spot a little bit more today. The afternoon's walk was a lot muddier, but brought great views through the trees. Leading down to North Arm campsite, I pitched my tent and had dinner amongst the trees before heading down to the water. So I have made it into the campground. If you walk just a little further, you get to this beautiful beach section and to the hut as well. So there is a really great option for people staying on the trail. If you don't want to carry a tent and a sleeping mat and all of that gear, you can stay in the huts here. I, as you saw, am staying in my tent. I think it's a beautiful area to camp. The huts on the Great Walks are really just maybe a little bit too busy for me, but yeah, beautiful area. I think we're gonna have a nice sunset down here on the beach, and then we'll go looking for some kiwi tonight. With daylight fading, I was lucky enough to catch this stunning sunset over the ferns. Then, in the dark, headed out by torchlight to look for kiwi. Unfortunately, without any luck. Alright, day 3, time to pack up and head out of here. Unfortunately, no kiwis spotted last night. Didn't spot anything at all, but we'll have a look out on the trail today. I know it's still fun to go out spotlighting, so we'll head back out there. Alright, all packed up, let's do it. Day 3, for my final day on trail, I'll head the final 11 kilometers back to Fern Gully Road End and then back out to town. This is mostly forest walking with a bit of bird life, but also coastal path, catching some great ocean scenes along the way. More bridges, flowing rivers, and untouched forest landscapes. Just gorgeous. If only it was a little bit warmer for a swim. I think it should be pretty chilly in there. Before coming out at the end of the trail. Alright, I've just reached the end of the trail. Car park, just popped my bag off. Sun is shining, it's absolutely gorgeous. I did obviously make it out to here. This is where I started the other day. Have come right up around the huts. But yeah, end of the trail. Well, that is the end of the trail for me. I'm just about to head into town, walk this last couple of road kilometers through. But as usual, guys, it's been a pleasure to be out here and it's been a pleasure to share it with you. The only thing I was slightly disappointed about this trail was the lack of wildlife. I would have liked to have seen a bit more, but I think you do really just have to be lucky on the day. And I was lucky to see the birds that I saw, and of course this beautiful rainforest. It's been an absolute pleasure this time as well, getting to share a bit with you about my camera gear, obviously shooting this one on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. It's been a fantastic size for me. The battery life's held it out really well. The camera quality or the photo quality has been really good, and the sound quality as well. Plus it's just super convenient for me to have out on the trail, out vlogging, out hiking, out doing all those sort of adventure activities. I do as well have an affiliate link for this one, so I will pop it straight in the description for you guys if you'd like to check it out, and I'd highly recommend you do. Anyway guys, that is all for me today, and I will catch you hopefully for the next adventure soon. Just absolutely stunning out here.